wrong with you? Ah! Let's start it. No! Jump Force is a highly anticipated game in the Cartoon Network franchise. However, this game is being purposely vague in reveals to build up anticipation. Characters are going to be evenly spread over the course to its release date, so me and Sadness decided to make lists for our top 10 characters that should be in Jump Force. I want to call this the top 20, because I don't know what else to call it. Fuck you.
Hi, this is Nick, or Xanister from youtube.com/Xanblaster, and you're watching Disney Channel. I'm sorry. I wanted to do it. You don't have to put that in. I just wanted to do it.
I'm keeping it in.
No! We're gonna list both characters we want, and that will probably make it in. Each character will also have a bonus character from the same series in the corner. If not, another one. Cause fuck you.
What? What? What are you doing?
Ask him a question and advantage in a second.
Ask him a quick. I don't get it.
It was Pumpkin Hill.
What's Pumpkin Hill?
From Sonic Adventure 2.
I didn't play Sonic Adventure 2.
You fucking mongoloid.
I have Adventure 1 over there and it sucks. Now, why would I want to play a second one if the first one was awful?
Because ask him a question and he vanished in a second.
Can you shut the fuck up already? I'm going first. Okay, number 10 on my list. Let me describe something for you. A dynamic duo that solves mysteries indulging in the occult. The penultimate team of supernatural investigators. That's right, it's Muyo and Roji!
ようこそ我が無表魔法律相談事務所へこっちが魔法律家の無表徹
仕事か
で僕が助手の草野次郎無表とロージーって呼んでね
My bonus character is Train from Black Cat, because I don't know if many Muyo and Roji characters would work in a fighting game, and Train was neglected from J-Stars despite being a fun fighter. Not enough fighters use guns in games these days. Coming from a more short-lived, lesser-known title, Muyo and Roji are... Oh, that was my reaction when I was writing the script. I did not know this was getting a new anime. With this new anime series, it's actually got a chance to make a comeback in the Jump games. Muyo and Roji are two investigators that have something of a slightly sadistic but loyal partnership. It was always a series about supernatural adventures I wanted to get into when I was younger, but I just never picked up on it. Truth be told, I don't know too much about the series, but I played as Muyo a fair bit in the games. He's actually a lot of fun and has a wide range of unique and fun moves to pull off. His attack range might be a bit limited, but it's effective, and I have a feeling the two as a pair could result in better attacks and interesting combos. These guys are returning too, so yeah, promotion is nice, put them in guys. I think they both have some fun, sadistic banter, and I love the idea of a pair of characters instead of just Muyo, as you'll see in my number 3 choice. But yeah, for a wacky pair of powerful goofballs, Muyo and Roji definitely. How about you, Nick?
So, Hotshot, you want to fight Majin Buu? Fight you? No, I want to kill you.
Well, Aiden, for my number 10 would have to be someone from a series that, even though it's already represented in these, my number 10 is going to be a very uninspired character because their series is already represented in the game, and that's going to be Gohan.
Well, let's go. What are you waiting for?
For my bonus character, just Yuma Kuga from World Trigger. I didn't watch enough World Trigger to have him on my list, so he's a bonus character.
You want this Snowberry one, or do you want a thing of milk?
What was this Snowberry?
Snowberry.
I'll give it a try. I would prefer it if Adult Gohan was added instead of I would prefer if Adult Gohan was added instead of Teen Gohan, but I feel like if any iteration of Gohan was to make it in, it would be Teen Gohan. Even still, I think Gohan, despite representing a series...
Hey, don't talk too fast. We gotta stretch this out for the views.
Yeah, you're right. Even still, I think Gohan, despite representing a series already in the game, would be a great addition. The Great Saiyan... I mean, Gohan has always been my favorite character in the Dragon Ball series. He could use either the Kamehameha or Masenko for a long-range attack, and could use a flurry of kicks for a short-range attack, as well as have either his Super Saiyan or Potential Unleashed as transformations. While his inclusion may not be definite, like Vegeta,
Karoto is mine. Nobody touches him. Not even you.
How can we leave out the ally of justice? So Aiden, what's next for you, my friend?
Wow, yeah, a DBZ character, that's got me on my toes. It's not like they're already in and prominently featured in the last games.
Fuck you!
Okay, now here's a character that was prominently featured in the last games. Enter Himura Batosai.
I brush against the freckles that I hated, so a light goes on and I heave a little sigh for you. It's heavy, the love that I once shared with you. Then it dissolved like it was.
Bonus character, Sojiro Seita. I feel he's underused and much less remembered among other characters from the series, despite having some interesting fighting techniques and fun ways of interacting with his enemies. Now, Himura Kenshin may very well be in this game. He was in J-Stars and most jump crossover games in general. He's from a well-remembered masterpiece of a series, and he plays extremely fun with counters and certain moves. Although I wish they expanded more on his silly side. Only there's one big elephant in the room blocking this great series from making it in. In November of 2017, the Tokyo Police raided the home of Nobuhiro Watsuki, finding naked pictures of girls under the age of fucking 15 years old and fined 200,000 yen for child pornography charges. He was also reported as saying, "I liked girls from the upper grades of elementary school to around the second year of junior high school." What the fuck? Okay, well this obviously hasn't bode well for the series, putting its new manga on hiatus and removing the live-action films from television. But we can't ignore this series like it's some piece of trash we can easily toss away. It's a fantastic franchise, even the films are just absolutely wonderful. So if Kenshin gets nicked from the game like a cat's balls just because of the tragic fucked up thoughts of its creator, that's just a damn spit in the mouth to one of my most favorite series of all time. Fuck you and hashtag keep Kenshin. It's not a real hashtag. Make it a hashtag. Back to you, buddy.
What? Well, if it is a goofy side you want, I got a decently goofy and serious character for you, my friend. So, how do you feel about assassinations? The bonus character is Alan Walker, because I don't think any other Assassination Classroom characters would really work for this game. And, hashtag more D. Gray Man, please. Koro-sensei is a strange creature born on Earth with strange and mysterious powers, abilities, and kinks. He has many tentacles that he can use as he pleases, for better or worse. What?
Nothing.
It's true, though! They point out his tentacles, and there's a part where, like, in the show where, like...
I know, he, like, gropes the woman.
Yeah, that's why I said for better or worse. He's fast enough to catch rockets and move their direction without setting them off. The top speed he can reach is Mach 20, and along with his genius intellect and assassination knowledge, make him a force to be reckoned with. Assassination Classroom was a fun franchise, and learning more about Koro-sensei and what he has been through as his students continue trying to assassinate him before they graduate. Assassination Classroom is a franchise that certainly earned a spot on the roster in my eyes, and no one is more fit in the series to be a character than the pervy octopus himself, Koro-sensei.
I don't feel like writing a segue for this one, fuck you. My bonus character is Kubanashi. With his quick mobility and strengths that can tangle any opponent, he can pull off some interesting counters on or throw combos, although he might be more ideal as an assist. As the latest heir of his clan, Rikuo has to take over his throne as Lord of the Yokai. He has the power to activate his yokai blood and turn into a powerful yokai version of himself. Not only would Rikuo's skilled sword fighting be interesting, but having multiple yokai assist in different ways could be interesting. A core theme in this series is how he builds his clan and how strong they are as a loyal army. Rikuo could have multiple attacks that range from his assists with his clan members to using his superhuman abilities and lightweight for some floaty or lengthy combos. Neuro was something of a more overlooked series. It got a bit more snubbed compared to other shonen series in advertisement and crossover potential. A fair amount of the supernatural series of Shonen Jump get overlooked or pushed more to the side, be it Neuro or D. Gray Man, you name it. I think Nura was a fine line between fighting and supernatural manga, and that Rikuo could have a lot of creative potential in how they would set up his moveset and designs. You don't get enough jump tags that are both completely average and normal, and hauntingly terrifying and intimidating. You fuck with Nura, you get grabbed by the ghoulies, son. Why did I write that?
Ooh, I like yokai stuff. Seems pretty cool. But how about... That's the wrong song, eh? With all these yokai around, I think we're gonna need an exorcist. Bonus character, Yukio Okamura. Rin is the son of Satan who is working to become an exorcist to defeat his daddy issues. After his foster father, Shiro Fujimoto, committed suicide to stop Satan from taking Rin away, Rin swore revenge and decided upon his goal to defeat Satan. As the son of Satan, Rin is able to use the flames of Satan, which is blue fire. It's just blue fire. It's literally just blue fire. That's all the flames of Satan is. Although they're apparently very warm. He's able to use...
Very warm?
Very warm.
They're apparently very warm.
Yes. They're very warm. I say that because he managed to burn monsters while everyone else who was in it is just like, it's so warm.
That's gross.
He's able to use pyrokinesis to create and control this fire. His main weapon to fight with is his sword, the Komaken Kuriara. He can channel his flames through this blade and fire it in a slash when he attacks. He can also stab his sword into the ground to cause several explosions at points of his choosing. He could also use his familiar Kuro for some of his moves. Rin could be a great fighter to add, and has plenty to keep himself unique, even from other fire users in the Jump universe. Plus he fills up that chef role for all you Shokugeki fans.
Hey, Rin ain't a bad choice at all. As a matter of fact, he reminds me of another certain hot-headed son of a demonic fighter. And that has nothing to do with my next character. Bonus character, Brunch. Toriko has a wealth of cool characters, but I feel Brunch was kinda shoehorned in near the end of the series, and was one of the most badass and underused ones, not getting enough time in the spotlight. Toriko is most likely getting in, and I'm fine with Toriko being playable, even Zebra, but more than any of them, I think Coco would be a great fit. The second of the four kings introduced, Coco is one of the Toriko's closest friends and has the ability to excrete poison from his body. This mixed with his extreme skill at precision and fucking hot buff boy body would make him a more than interesting fighter. Mixing coordinated attacks with tactical poisoning moves or shooting them as projectiles, Coco could easily be a fun character to plan out counters and attacks in between character switches. I think more than anything the poisoning ability would be fun if he had less strength in his direct attacks and like adding more to the poison effect with more poison hits. Toriko's probably in. Put Coco in. Put Toriko X Coco in. Put Coco in.
Coco seems nice, but does he even know the first thing about wigging out?
Say what? Say what?
Bonus character, Gascat. JJJ is taking over the show this fall.
Let's make the show about me. This fall, a brand new show. Though he's blue with no afro, he'll still save the day. It's JJJ.
Bobobo is a fairly comedic character, with this show's emphasis being about gags. Bobobo is a warrior fighting to protect people from the hair hunters. His power is the ability to use his fist of the nose hair, an alternate technique of using one's nose hair to attack. He also has multiple combination attacks that he does with the main character, Don Patch. In J-Stars, in J-Stars, Don Patch was used in a lot of his moves as support, such as exploding on the enemy, or twirling around with Bobobo. This pair is a group that can't be beat. Now if you'll excuse me, I got a movie to go see.
And now, the B.O. Biographical Theater is proud and yet humble to present Behind the Bobobo Bo, the real story. Episode 1, Youth.
Huh? It says a lot more than that in Japanese!
That show used to air on Cartoon Network for kids, but you know what else aired for kids on... but on the Fox box? That's right! Fighting food dons... That's right, it's Shaman King! Bonus character, Horo Horo. I think Trey would be really interesting to add if they kept some sort of frostbite effect for him. But just in general, he has a really fun moveset and great personality. Making a comeback in its manga series soon, this series is actually fantastic in its original punk soul mix of cultural art and modern pop culture. The biggest standout from the series is Yo Asakura, a shaman with the ability to let the soul of an ancient samurai possess his body and help him fight. The idea of Yo's different fighting styles are what appeals most about him, having different ranges of weapons and mixing his modern fighting moves with that of the centuries-old samurai Amidamaru. The second half to his appeal is definitely his laid-back personality, being lazy and carefree about most things. Most shonen protagonists are strong, outgoing people, so it's nice to see such a friendly, relaxing change every once in a while.
That's right. My friends.
Huh?
Look. Say hi.
One more thing, which might just be my wishful thinking, but in the manga, he lets various souls possess him, like a swordsmith and a boxer. I think it'd be goddamn awesome if you could switch souls to change fighting styles in some way, maybe similar to either Yakuza or the Naruto games. There was even supposed data mines from J-Stars to suggest that Yo was originally intended to be in the game. Shaman King is making a steady comeback. I think it's perfect to reintroduce us to Yo and Jump Force.
How the hell did you know the other stand users used to call me loser?
Oh man, good grief.
Bonus character. Jotaro is a character from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 3, who strangely enough was not in the last J-Stars game. While not my favorite JoJo, Jotaro definitely fits the bill for an able and interesting fighter for this game. With his attack rushes and incredible precision, he can even catch a bullet with his stand, Star Platinum. Jotaro has plenty of abilities, such as his Ora Ora attack rush, his Star Finger, and his ability to stop time, Star Platinum! Salaga!
Your face is stupid, and you have a stupid face. You really should have known not to mess with an oppressed gamer like myself, because us gamers are united by Black Ops, by Overwatch. Why? Because if there's one thing I've learned in the gamerverse, it's that we live in a society.
Time moves again.
Hey, 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 hey! Don't try to pull that nonsense.
You just mentioned JoJo, didn't you? Well, what a coincidence. Bonus, Koichi Hirose. Although a very minor character in the JoJo franchise, Koichi's ability to turn manga sound effects into reality was always a fan favorite and would be perfect for a celebratory jump game like this. JoJo is a cultural phenomenon in Japan, but people have always seemed to lean towards one part more than any of them. That's Part 5. Giorno Giovanna is the latest Joestar descendant to get his own anime this October. And what better way to catch some traction for your game than to put one of the most popular characters in the franchise's history that's soon getting an anime? Truth be told, Giorno is one of the more interesting fighters, in that he can both muda the shit out of you, and at the same time use his ability to give things life. Like make a tree to save him from attacks. Or have his frog that counters attacks if you hit it. Along with these counters, Giorno can easily be a heavy character that specializes in rush attacks. He's got plenty of heavy hitting attacks. I mean, he punched a dude for 7 pages straight, like holy fuck. And another aspect of Giorno's personality that goes less mentioned as the series goes on is his thievery, which seems to be a bit more prominent in the new anime series, but I feel like it could lead to some fun interactions like it does in Eyes of Heaven. Giorno is one of the more beneficial characters for the marketing of that game. I think he'd be pretty perfect to be put in, to be honest. He'll steal your heart like he'll steal your wallet, son.
Speaking of marketing, I have a question for everyone. Do you believe in the heart of the cards? Bonus character, Jaden Yuki. Yuki was just a young boy who was an avid player of the card game Duel Monsters. Though not a very assertive boy, Yugi was still a very capable player. Paired up with his Millennium Puzzle and the Soul of the Pharaoh, he slowly rose up to being a top duelist. Now I know what you're thinking. How could he fight against all these warriors? He just plays card games. What's he gonna do, summon Time Wizard? Well, my uninformed Joey Wheelers, I'll tell you. Yugi's playstyle would be entirely based on Duel Monsters. He could place trap cards down on the ground for his opponents to hit. He could use spell cards to attack or affect his foes quickly and directly, or for a final means to attack, Yuki could summon his duel monsters like Karibo or his Dark Magician. Even for an ultimate attack, Yugi could use one of the Egyptian god cards, or even summon the mighty Exodia. Go! It's Exodia!
I am Exodia. I am gonna destroy you.
What the fuck is that?
It is exactly because he's just a duelist that his potential moveset is so unique and makes me wish to see him as a playable character. And finally, I place one card face down and end my turn.
I miss the days of watching shows when I was little like Bible Black and Akaiba Girls. But that's besides the point. Bonus character C.T. Smith. Not enough gun-shooting characters in games like this, part of why I want Train, only Smith is more remorseless and carefree with killing. Zombie Powder Period is a lesser-known manga that only ran for 4 volumes in Shonen Jump, and is known as Tite Kubo's first action manga in his career. Preceding his very well-known work Bleach. It was an action-centric series that focused more on the macabre and a bit of the old ultra-violence more than the series did around its time. It was only remembered by most for being similar to Bleach's original art style and for ending on a notorious cliffhanger. But I remember it for its main character, Gamma Akutabi. A man looking for the rings of the dead, he travels very casually, despite having one of the biggest bounties on Earth. Why is this? It's because he's fucking nuts with how strong he is. Okay, 1, he's got a chainsaw sword. 2, his hand has black steel burned onto it, so he can fucking catch bullets. 3, he's got a fucking chainsaw sword. 4, he can summon black flames with his fighting style and form them into a material to use like rope or shields. And 5, he's got a fucking chainsaw sword. Gamma Akutabi would make a great slow attack, wide range character with that large sword and the ability to swing his sword around like he does with the lack of backstory given since the series was cancelled early. I feel like maybe hints or a larger part in the story could flesh him out more like he deserved. But, well, he's in a not well-known Shonen Jump series that got cancelled early without even a proper ending. The chances we'll get him in are about as stable as Renton from Trainspotting, but a boy can dream.
A boy certainly can dream. But before we keep going, you up for a bit of rock, paper, scissors? Bonus character, Meruem. Yeah, he's like he's a chimera ant. Kind of reminds me of First Form Cell. You put him in, maybe, I don't know. Gon was a boy of incredible strength who dreamed of becoming a hunter. Just like his old papa, Gon beat all of the hunter exam challenges with ease and became a... What?
Why are you saying Gone like Gone Girl?
Because I'm mentally retarded.
Gone!
Gon! I know it's Gon, it's just how I pronounce it.
Gon is a little boy working for,
Alright, can you just cut this part out then and I'll just...
I'm kidding.
Gon beat all of the hunter exam challenges with ease and became a hunter just as he dreamed. Training to become stronger, with his friend Killua, Gon took part in the Heavens Arena, where they learned about Nen. Nen is the ability of a living being to use and manipulate their own life energy. Gon, having been in J-Stars, has a moveset already out there for him. With his use of a fishing pole, his Jajankin special move, and Gon can also use his Nem to give himself an attack or defensive boost. This little ladies' man is one kid you don't want to mess with. Break his friends, he'll break you.
How about a series that isn't on hiatus for the 1500th time now? Bonus is Tsukasa. The idea of just some psychopath who wants to restart humanity with his inhuman strength and speed is a fine enough mold for a fun villain to play, and Tsukasa would definitely set out his own identity from the other villains. See, I thought that the Times Square stage was a crossover with the currently running Dr. Stone, seeing as it has vegetation overrunning the city, and being a fairly popular series at the moment. The two main characters, Senku and Taiju, would be perfect as a playable duo. Senku being the mad scientist with loads of contraptions and chemicals he's learned to make on his own, and Taiju being the strong, durable, loving type that will help Senju achieve his goals. The two make an unstoppable pair. These guys could set up traps or have one counter an attack and send the other out for a rebuttal attack. I love the idea of a pair of characters because you could have basic combos look so much more lively with the animations on display. I don't see much about this series, but not only would being in this game open it up to a more broad audience, it could set Dr. Stone up for a much broader future, be it mediums like games or anime, which I think it wholeheartedly deserves. The mad scientist and his headstrong but caring partner would just be an all-around fun addition to the Jump Force roster. They certainly seem like quite a pair, I would say, since they are on the topic of twos.
They certainly seem like quite the pair, I would say. And since we're on the topic of twos, my number 2 is so what? Wait, we're on number 3? I messed up? It's okay. All we have to do is find the time machine. Bonus character, Okita I can't pronounce that name.
Okita Sogo.
That one. Gintoki is a parody anime that picks fun of whatever they can get their hands on, and it is amazing. As the Strawberry King, Gintoki is a samurai who uses a wooden katana to fight. He uses his scooter to get around faster, and his skill with the wooden katana are impressive to defeat people with actual swords and katanas. Gintoki could have an interesting rush-down style of fighting, while also using several gags to attack, like hitting someone with his scooter or trying to do a Kamehameha wave, much like in J-Stars. You can never quite predict Gintoki, but he definitely deserves a spot after how long his series has been around for.
Yeah, it's not like he was in any other games, Nick. We could use that slot for characters that deserve it, that haven't gotten their time to shine in years. Bonus character is Kyle. The future compadre to the Siren team can use his psionic abilities to do things most fighters just simply can't. Be it basically floating or having high speed, Future Kyle certainly stacks up. Siren may just possibly be the most mistreated series Shonen Jump has ever had. At least cancelled series just kinda quietly died. Siren was dragged through awful promotional mud on its hind legs and was barely given a chance to stand. However, what people saw they absolutely fell in love with. An interesting premise on top of a bunch of really likable characters with interesting powers. And the person who falls in front center, Ageha Yoshina. Ageha is a morally golden-hearted punk who picks fights and has temper issues. But once he's dragged into the future to play a literal game of survival, the atmosphere kicks in his psionic ability to use a move almost impossible to master, Melzez's Door. A ball of energy he can create that works as both something of a black hole and a massive cluster of energy. Ageha has the freedom to move Melzez's Door around as freely as he wants. On top of standard attacks, Ageha can move it around for different ways of attacking and combine it with his standard street brawler moves. Being one of Jump's most underused heroes, Ageha can make a more basic fighter, but a fun one nonetheless.
I know a lot of my list is about characters who have appeared in Jump games before, and who have appeared in J-Stars as well. But there are people who I want to see in this game and who I've enjoyed playing in those games. Plus you took the only character I wanted in who was a bit obscure with Ageha. So I made do with what I had. Though for my number 2, he wasn't included in the new Jump Smash mobile game, so his odds for being in scare me, despite being in J-Stars. Bonus character, Kyoya Hibari. Sawada Tsunayoshi, or Tsuna, is the main character of the Katechiyo Hitman Reborn series. Tsuna was a frail wimp who couldn't stand up for himself to save his life. Enter Reborn, a baby who is part of the Vongolia Mafia. He comes to Tsuna, telling him he is the 10th head of the Vongolia Mafia, and starts to train him to become a proper head. Over the course of the story, Tsuna grows more and more, and he becomes a truly powerful leader with both his cambia forma as well as his X-gloves and his Vongola box weapon. He turns from a boy in his underwear fulfilling his dying will to a leader who is there to protect his family. Tsuna, my favorite character to play in J-Stars, so I have a huge bias in hoping he gets in. Even though he wasn't added to the mobile game, yet Kazuki Muto from Buso Rankin was! What the fuck? So even though I feel like he might get cut in this new game, I'm hoping his dying will gets him into Jump Force.
Well, here we are. 'Cause now you feel like number one. Here's the character I think would be the most perfect for Jump Force. Bonus, King. I'd want King as an assist. His heartbeat could freeze the players in their tracks. Now I know what you're thinking, how could the strongest man on Earth be playable in a jump game? Well, let me answer your question with a question before subtly moving into the actual answer. How do you play as the weakest character on Earth in a fighting game? A game for the Wii, Bleach Shattered Blade, featured one of the series' most notoriously pathetic characters, Hanataro. Hanataro was a member of the medical ward in Bleach, and thus, his sword heals people. Now you would think if you incorporated this into the Bleach game, they'd remove this, right?
No.
In this game, attacking with your sword as Hanataro heals your opponent. The only way to do damage is by linking combos where Hanataro has accidents and it manages to hurt the opponent. Now, with this in mind, you'd think he's one of the worst fighters in the game, right? He's actually one of the best, especially with how redeeming his one-hit kill super move is. But my point is, Saitama is known as the strongest human on Earth. He trained so hard he went bald and always defeats villains with one punch. But he has instances where he just accidentally does things that turn out awful for other people. I think Saitama could play fine with standard attacks where he's not even trying to fight, and have him be able to combo with him falling over or looking through his stuff or various different ways. You see, if you play the fool like that, it'd make his one real punch all the more satisfying as a final move. Along with that, his more carefree personality is a lot like Yo's, only less positive and more focused on the mundane reality of being the strongest man on Earth. I feel like he could actually have some great character interactions and references. Some nice attraction from fans, but it's due to have an anime sometime soon. Possibly even before this game comes out. Putting Saitama in would be absolutely perfect timing for advertising and gaining traction in sales. I don't think anyone fits in this spot nicer than he does right now. You know, aside from Nick's pick, I just think they're equal. Speaking of which...
Alright, it's time for my number one. Simon Belmont, he's in the game. He's got the axe, he's got the cross, he's got the holy water, he's got the Richter Echo Fighter, he's got the Dracula's Castle stage.
That's the wrong game.
Both of our number one picks have something in common. Both our number one picks have something in common. They're certified heroes, or heroes in training in their universes. But, while Saitama is a hero for fun, my number one's goal is to be the number one hero. Bonus character, Bakugo Katsuki. While a lot of the other characters in the My Hero could also work here, I honestly just like Bakugo a lot more because he'd scream a lot and his explosions are really cool. Izuku started as a quirkless middle schooler who, even without a quirk, never gave up on his dream to be a hero. After meeting his favorite hero of all time, All Might, he inspired All Might, who saw himself in the young boy. All Might decided to make Izuku the successor of his quirk, One for All. With One for All, Izuku gained incredible strength. However, he was unable to control it at first and broke several of his bones in his legs and arms from using his new quirk. Choosing the hero named Deku, He kept trying to control his output for One For All, and he finally did after meeting Gran Torino. Deku is now able to use 5% of One For All through his entire body at a time, and gets no penalty for doing so. He calls this form One For All Full Cowl. Using Full Cowl, Deku becomes much more agile and quick, along with getting a significant power boost from using 5% of One For All. Deku could attack using Full Cowl, and as an ultimate, he could use 1,000,000% Detroit Smash, which would have incredible power at the price of also damaging Deku. In addition, if you want to be more true to the most recent adaptation of the anime, you could make his normal fighting style One For All Full Cowl Shoot style, where he uses mostly his kicks. With how popular Boku no Hero Academia has become ever since its anime debut, I can see very few others more deserving of a character spot than him. Except maybe Saitama.
We're gonna have to look at this list, zoom in, give a brief one sentence about why that character will be a good character to play as in Jump Force, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go first and then it's you and then we go off from each other, okay?
Alright.
Alright, ready, steady, go! Okay, Lanely, she would be fun because she kicks with her kicky feet and she can kick real good. Go.
Scrooge McDuck would be good because he can pogo stick on those fools and he's an adventurer.
Good choice, good choice. Okay, Asta, he'd be good because big sword. Next.
Sea cucumber, sea cucumber, sea cucumber, sea cucumber.
No. George Foreman grill. George Foreman can make a grill on the opponents and grill them to death. Okay, George Foreman heats up the competition. Next, your turn. We have 21 seconds, hurry up!
The head Nickelodeon show Victorious joins the show. Dan Schneider's in it and he forces you to watch his show and he molests the kids, probably.
Static Shock, he was neglected from, as a child, being racist!
Dippy Fresh! He's Dipper but fresh!
It's over! That's the end of our lists. That's the end of the list, Nick. Can you tell me about Malaysian English?
No, not really.
Alright, thanks. So anyways...
We can add in some, Malaysian Vegeta, if you'd like.
Yeah, put in some right now.
Don't misunderstand.
Yeah, some more Malaysian Vegeta.
Wow, that was very good. I like that. See how many Totemontu screams you can find. And if you, guess the correct number in the comments, I'll fucking kill myself. That's the end of the video.
Yeah, that's about it.
I'd say check this guy's channel out if you like gameplay videos. It doesn't really have much to do with this channel, but they're funny, so check them out. And also, here's a video that we both made of playing J-Stars. That was actually a very good video.
Yeah, that was a pretty good video.
The outro's only allowed to be 20 seconds long, Nick.
Oh.
See ya.
Bye!